Good afternoon to everybody listening. My name's John Gerber, and for today's Toolbox Talk, we will be going over carbon monoxide. I will go over a couple of subjects, such as the carbon monoxide physical chemical properties, and just some general information and some general facts. Although carbon monoxide poisoning can be prevented, each year approximately 438 people in the United States die as a result of unintentional, non-fire related exposure to this toxic gas. The chemical formula for carbon monoxide is CO. Carbon and oxide, one molecule of each. It is a colorless, odorless, tasteless, flammable gas. Carbon monoxide condenses to a liquid at negative 314 degrees and freezes at negative 326 degrees. That means that carbon monoxide has a liquid state that is only about 12 degrees Fahrenheit, from negative 314 to negative 326. Carbon monoxide has a molecular mass of 28. Air has a molecular mass of 28.8. So that means carbon monoxide is just slightly less dense than air is. This means that the carbon monoxide can mix very well with air. Carbon monoxide is an explosive gas with a lower explosive limit of 12.5% and an upper explosive limit of 74%. It's not super explosive like gasoline with a lower explosive limit of 1.4% or propane with an lower explosive limit of 2.1%. But it is explosive. One thing in particular about the CO is that it has a huge explosive range. Its upper explosive limit is 74%, while that of gasolines and propanes were much lower, with upper explosive limits of 7.6% and 9.5% respectively. That gives CO an explosive range of 61.5%, while gas has an explosive range of 6.2% and propane has an explosive range of 7.4%. This makes carbon monoxide highly explosive, and it has a 4 out of 4 fire hazard. Not only is carbon monoxide very flammable, but it's also extremely unhealthy for human consumption. It is rated a 3 out of 4 as a health hazard with an IDLH of 1200 parts per million. That's to say, if you have a room with 1 million parts in it and 1200 parts of those parts are carbon monoxide molecules, then the chemical poses an immediate danger to life and health. And this exposure could be fatal in less than an hour. OSHA has developed an 8-hour time-weighted average for what you can be exposed to carbon monoxide in a working day at 50 parts per million, while NIOSH has exposed this time-weighted average of an 8-hour day to 35 parts per million. That just goes to show just how deadly this chemical can be, or this gas. Carbon monoxide has a solubility of water or with water at 2%, which means it doesn't mix well with water, and water can't be used to contain the chemical, which is very bad. Considering water is used to contain a lot of other deadly chemicals, it can kind of help to knock down the cloud and to dilute it. Water doesn't dilute carbon monoxide well. And it also says that at 350 parts per million, a respirator is needed for carbon monoxide exposure. So now, just some general information. Carbon monoxide is produced when fossil fuels such as gasoline, oil, or wood are burned. Every year there are hundreds of cases of carbon monoxide poisoning worldwide. It is very dangerous for 2 reasons. Once in your body, carbon monoxide binds to your blood and reduces your body's ability to carry oxygen to your brain and muscles. You may not even be aware that you are being exposed to carbon monoxide because humans cannot see, smell, or taste carbon monoxide. However, there are a couple ways you can recognize exposure to carbon monoxide in high concentration. Some people have talked or complained of headaches, dizziness, nausea and vomiting, or fatigue. People may also lose consciousness and show discoloration in the lips and fingertips. To prevent exposure to carbon monoxide, use powered equipment in ventilated areas, avoid using generators and other gasoline, diesel, or LP powered equipment indoors, provide additional ventilation in areas where powered equipment is in use, use carbon monoxide monitoring equipment to assess the work area concentrations of carbon monoxide. This is especially important when using or working in confined spaces. Always have your monitor and use correct procedures and confined space training. Now to wrap it up, I'm going to leave you guys with some thought-provoking questions. What are some sources of carbon monoxide in your work area? Are these sources controlled in terms of exhaust or proper ventilation? And are there any trucks, material handling devices, or other equipment that need to be repaired for problems related to their exhaust systems? All right, thank you, everybody. That was my Toolbox Talk. Again, my name is John Gerber. Have a good day.